Hey, what's up, guys? This is AstroDude8575 coming at you again with another deck list. TGs. And they're not dead anymore. They weren't dead to begin with, obviously. So, I'm gonna let him rock the deck list and, yeah, just go ahead.
Start off the main TGs, obviously. TG Rush Rhino and TG Warwolf. They're the basic of the deck and they just help out search out whatever you need for later purposes. Next is the new one, Photon Sabre Tiger. He's really good because he searches out another one of himself and he's a 2000 beater if you control 2 or more or have a skill drain. And I run 2 Beast King Barbaros, 3000 beater with skill drain out, and a 19 beater without it. So either way, good or Effect Veiler. I run this instead of Maxi because 1, Maxi is an expensive card. Don't need to bother getting it. So I go for the next best one, Effect Veiler. Thunder King. Stops all those special summoning like Exceeds and Synchros. And 19 beater, and you can't add cards. Yes, it will hurt me at times, but rarely happens. And the last one is TG Striker, just to synchro and whatnot. For the spells, there's very few. Obviously, 3-paw duality because of the low monster count, and you want to just search out everything you need. Next, it's Book of Moon, main deck in a lot of decks nowadays just because stuff exceeds with the rabbits and whatnot.
It's a basic staple.
Dark Hole staple, Monster Reborn staple, Power of Avarice. People told me not to run this anymore because it slows it down, but I have not had one instance where it stopped me from doing anything. I always plussed off of it, and it gets more traps to my hand.
7 spells. How many monsters?
16, I believe.
Yeah.
The thing that makes the deck. Horn of the Phantom Beast. It's a equipped trap card that gives any beast warrior / beast type monster 800 attack, and when that monster destroys the monster, you get to draw a card. And it just pluses off from there. And when it first came out, no one even knew if it would be good or not. And I saw this deck when it first topped any regionals, and I knew this deck was going to be good from the start. Next is Skill Drain. In this deck, the effect doesn't really matter. You rather have it negated. The only ones that does matter is the Rhino and Thunder King a little bit, but even then you can work off with it, and your Synchros. Next is 2D Prisons. For, I don't know, any deck really. It hits Dark Worlds, Heroes, Injectors when they exceed, just any deck out there. Solemn Warning, a staple in this deck. I run 2 Starlight Roads. You need to run 2 or this deck will get destroyed just by 1 heavy storm. I run two TG1 EM1s for decks like Heroes when they get high beat stick out. I can't get over it. Just give them one of the weak monsters I have and attack over it and then search. 2 Torrentals. This deck, your monster gets destroyed, you're going to plus off of it either way. And you're going to empty your opponent's field with it no matter what. Mirror Force, staple. And Solemn Judgment, obviously a staple.
How many traps?
I have no idea. 17, I want to say.
I'll count.
Yep, 17. Next for the side deck. I run 2 DD Crows just to stop any deck that relies on grave, meaning Injectors, Wind Up, and Dark Worlds. Those are the main ones I want to stop with this deck. I also run King Tiger Wang Hu to hit Rabbit Windup, and Insectors. And he's another target for, whatchamacallit, one of the Phantom Beasts, which will make him 25. I play Cyber Dragon for a 21 attack monster and against windups when they exceed into Zen Main, Zen Mighty, and all that. A third T-King, it's necessary in this deck. That's the monsters for the side. Next, the spells. I side into the mystical and the heavy. The deck doesn't really need the main deck it because they rely on their back row, and heavy will kill them if it was main. MSTs, there's no deck that main decks Royal Decree nowadays really, so you could just side into them. And for the traps, I side into Shadow Imprisonings, Light Imprisonings, and the 2 Bottomless. Light Imprisonings, therefore the Heretics. I don't know if they're a good deck so far, but I just want to stop their effects from going off in the grave. Shadow Imprisoning, it hits all those major decks now, like Insectors and Dark Worlds. And right now, with this format, Insectors need to be stopped. And I'm getting annoyed by how they just need 1 card to win. Bombless, for any deck that brings out high attack monsters, I just put it in. Have no problem with it so far, and it helps a lot. That was a side.
Extra deck.
The extra deck. First with the tokens.
The amazing tokens.
First, I will start off with Utopia. In any deck, you will always see at least 1 Utopia. Yes, this deck will rarely go into it, but it can. The level, or rank 3s. You have the Photon Sabre Tiger, so you're going to go into 3s more than 4s at any time. I would have a Zen mains, but I'm cheap. I'd rather keep an easy side or extra deck for me. And if I get one, I get one. I run 1 Mistworm. This deck could go into level 9s, no problems. I run obviously the Stardust and Strap Dragon. Stardust for the Starlight Road if I synchro into it, and Strap Dragon, why not? Destroy card and plus off of it with your effects happening. Black Rose, you will rarely see this deck ever go into a level 7 because it's a hard thing to do because they only run a level 2 and level 1 tuner. And yeah. The big one for this, for level 6, is Barkion because, like I said, Decree, the deck is dead. But he will stop it, and he's a 25 beat stick, so he could get just about over anything nowadays, and he makes the deck really well. And Brionic is obviously staple. TG Hyper Librarian, he's kind of a staple nowadays, but Exceeds are, making the synchros go away. Power Gladiator. People ask why. I run it because of those people who run Spirit Reaper, anything that can't be destroyed by battle. He's just going to pierce over, and when he's destroyed, I get to draw a card. Catastor, staple, and TG Wonder Magician. I get to destroy a card, and when it's destroyed, I get to draw, and it's 1900. And last one, Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon for this side deck against windups with the Cyber Dragon. And that's my TG deck.
Alright. So next week gonna be hitting up another deck. Leave some comments. I'd love to hear some things from you guys. Thumbs up, subscribe, do all that. Oh wait, are you going to the regionals?
Yes, I am going to the regionals. I'm right now trying to decide on which deck I'm going to use.
So yeah, go Dark Worlds.
Give me comments on which deck I should use for regionals. TGs or Dark Worlds?
Team Dark Worlds. Alright, see you guys.